So I'm up in the Haiku area. These are like the back roads. There's kind of like a less traveled area between Makawa and going to the other highway, and this would be it as the sharp turn of death here. We're gonna go by Hazawa's. This is a little place kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of fun to go to. I haven't been there in a long time. I'm not actually gonna go there, I'm just gonna drive by it. So yeah, these roads are just windy and crazy. I'm just basically cruising around, enjoying my time off between training with Sifu Dave and going back to the school at 7 to teach the night class. And I just thought I would show off some of these back roads here. So Tesla started production of the Model 3 last Friday. So that was a couple weeks earlier than anticipated or initially planned. And I saw some pictures, some video of them like back in the car, back and forth and whatnot. It's pretty cool. There are a lot of turns on this road. Tesla stock has gone down for any of those who have money and feel like investing, because so far they've been having trouble producing enough 100 kilowatt batteries, and a lot of people are getting the higher end Model X's and Model S's because they like the longer range. So they haven't been able to keep up on the battery supply. Hopefully they'll get that giga battery factory up pretty soon, and then they'll be able to make tons and tons of batteries and they'll be good to go. But right now that's holding them back, and it's not the first time Tesla's had an issue or so. So their stock's been somewhat volatile over the years. But I still think the vision he has and what he's been accomplishing, that in the long run it will be a good investment. But it's not like I'm a professional advisor or anything. I'm just, speaking my opinion. So there it is. Good old Hazawa's. Oh man, haven't been there in forever. Almost felt like stopping in just for fun. But kind of today the plan is to drive around a little, make this video, and then after that I want to go to the beach and just cruise and get some vitamin D and some negative ions from the crashing waves and just all kinds of good stuff. It sounds like the wind's getting a little out of control here. Let me roll these windows up. Now it's gonna get hot in here. I have air conditioning, but I never use it. Whew. Craziness, this world. So I think this is like a little junkyard right here. So this definitely isn't quite as pretty as where we just went from. Sorry if the wind was a little out of control earlier. It's just relaxing and having fun. But yeah, the fact that Tesla's been having trouble producing enough 100 kilowatt batteries for the premium Model X's and Model S's has kind of dropped the stock a little bit. Now that they're starting production on the Model 3, it may pick up in a few months. For a while they're just going to be busting them out and giving them to the employees, so it'll be a while till the general public starts getting them. But that should start moving them forward again. They need to have that giga battery factory up and running, because they're going to be making a lot of batteries to keep up with this Model 3 projections they have. I think they've made less than 50,000 cars so far the first half of the year, which means they're a little bit behind schedule because they were supposed to make 100,000 this year, and then they were gonna be real gung-ho and try for 400,000 next year. which I don't know if they can achieve. I think Elon Musk is overly ambitious and overly optimistic quite often, but that does help him to accomplish more, so I'm not going to hold it against him. I would be surprised if they actually produced 400,000 cars next year, but maybe by attempting to produce 400,000 cars, they'll end up producing a lot, like 200, 300,000. And they say that things are running a little more smoothly now, so maybe they'll still manage to hit their 100,000 car objective for this year. We'll have to wait and see. They're gonna unveil the new Nissan Leaf, I think September 6th or September 4th, I can't remember, but it's less than 2 months away, that much I do know, so that's something people in the electric car world are kind of looking forward to. I would like a Leaf with bigger range. I'd also love a Model 3, but both of those are well out of my price range at this point in life. And the fact that I live on a little island, I don't really need either of those. This car works really, really good for my specific needs, even though it has a very tiny range in comparison. The only time I notice is if I do things like this, like going up that highway with the steep grades drains a lot of the battery, and all these little crazy roads with their hills and stuff can kind of nail it. So you'll notice all these trips are fairly small because I can only do so much. For my day-to-day stuff, this car works really, really good. But if I like wanted to go to KNI for Chief Fest, or drive all the way to Hana and hike in the bamboo forest or something, that's when something more like a Model 3 or a 60 kilowatt battery 2018 Nissan Leaf with 220 miles of range would come in much more handy, because they would be able to handle that. This car's just, I think, 2013, I think it only had a 24 kilowatt battery to start with, and I only have 10 bars, so it's probably only about a 20 kilowatt capacity at this point, like that it can still actually hold and stuff, because the battery's probably just a little over 80% of what it was when it was at 100% and had 12 bars. But like I said, that's still enough to get me where I want to go. Like the fact that I typically average 5.4 miles to kilowatt. Right now it's down to 5.3 because I went up that steep grade, and that always throws things off. But that means I could go like 100 miles on my battery if I really wanted to, but I honestly don't really ever let it get under 20%. So I don't have that full range. I have more like 80 of those 100 miles to work with, and depending on how I drive, you don't get as much. Like all this road to Hana driving and stuff with all the steep hills and things, I think I would get a lot less than 5 miles per kilowatt. I'd probably get more like 2 or 3 miles to kilowatt. So that's why a car with better range, like a Chevy Bolt or a Tesla Model 3 or a Nissan 2018 Nissan Leaf with the 60 kilowatt battery, those could work. But this is definitely like a day-to-day car, not a trip car. Because I'm a fairly busy man, that works out just fine. I don't really have time to take trips and stuff. I can just cruise at the beach and stuff, and everything's good to go. Anyway, I was basically just taking a little drive, showing you part of the island that I haven't shown you on this channel yet. You can see it's kind of like country area of the island where people are a little bit more in the boonies out here. not as crowded, but it's a pretty place. It's a nice place, and I just thought I'd show it off. It looks like the big huge surfboard fence that used to be here isn't here anymore, unless that's it. Yeah, there it is. We're going so fast you can't see very good. Used to have even more than that. We have the surfboard in front of my place too, but it's a lot smaller than that one. Anyway, I'm going on the highway now, so I'm gonna shut this off. Have yourself a great day.